Okay, one paycheck away, exploring the roots and realities of homelessness in Hawaii while also incorporating details about Farmland Hawaii, which provides local fresh groceries to SNAP EBT members at a discounted rate, and basically making healthy food more accessible to low income families in Hawaii. As an overview, there are many different factors that can contribute to the amount of homelessness in the United States, such as the state of the economy, social factors, and geographical factors. While focusing on the Hawaiian Islands specifically, it's impossible to ignore how the high cost of living, lack of affordable housing, and geographical location are the leading factors causing homelessness. U.S. News in 2024 depicted Honolulu as the seventh most expensive place to live in the United States, signifying how difficult it is to actually be able to afford living on these islands. For some terminology, it's important to look at homelessness as in its entirety as a multifaceted issue influenced by economic, social, and historical factors. The functionalist perspective explains society as a complex system where all parts of society must work together to maintain stability. Specifically in Hawaii, the homelessness represents a dysfunction, an element that disrupts social harmony. But due to the economic imbalance enhanced by skyrocketing housing prices that are unaffordable due to the lack of high paying jobs in Hawaii, the housing market is completely unattainable to Native Hawaiians. Um, Social roles as a set of expectations for people who occupy a given social position or status is important when talking about social classes and how these people can either maintain housing or don't have the privilege and resources to obtain housing. The conflict perspective examines the homelessness crisis as a struggle for limited resources. The disparity between wealthy tourists or transplants and the working class populations is only emphasized through the conflict of affordable housing opportunities. Um, Focusing on a micro level, the looking glass self concept explains how people experiencing homelessness may internalize the negative perceptions that society holds about them. So, homeless individuals are faced with discrimination, criminalization, and social stigma, which are considered sanctions. And are imposed by society. These sanctions can intensify the daily struggles individuals face and reinforces existing power imbalances. In urban areas such as Honolulu and Oahu, homeless individuals are often marginalized by law enforcement, businesses, and housed residences. Something that also becomes apparent through the Hawthorne effect, which explains the increase of scrutiny on the homeless population, the behavior of these individuals can be altered and become more violent. The constant scrutiny only exasperates the challenges that they are facing daily. Ascribed status is assigned to a person by society without regard to the person's talents or characteristics and becomes apparent in the instance of homelessness as it in itself is an ascribed status, especially in Hawaii where social mobility is limited and the visibility of homelessness is inescapable. The interactionist perspective perceives or focuses on the everyday interactions between individuals and meanings they assign to these interactions. As homelessness is typically ascribed with negative social labels, respectful interactions can positively influence their self concept and improve their future interactions with society. Obviously, social inequality becomes apparent within this discussion as lower income people are treated to less opportunities. Less opportunities can relate to less money made, and therefore is just a downward slope of how safe one can feel within their life and within the shelter that they have, the food that they're able to pay for, etc. Resocialization is also incredibly important when talking about homelessness, as it refers to the process of those who are trying to reintegrate into society. Homeless individuals require much more than physical material resources, but also support in developing new healthy behavior patterns to replace their previously harmful behaviors or just taboo behaviors. On a micro level, let's talk about Oahu. Homelessness in an urban location such as Honolulu can carry major stigma, and individuals will often face further discrimination from housed residences, business owners, and law enforcement. By viewing homelessness through a microsociological perspective, we are able to highlight the additional struggles that unhoused individuals may face. On a meso level, talking about the state of Hawaii in its entirety, including all the islands, one of the largest contributions to the homeless population is due to the income and land prices disparity. As Hawaii's minimum wage is set at the state level and is set the same across from all the islands, including Honolulu, Maui, Kauai, and Kalawao counties. Um, Minimum wage is just simply not enough to be able to even rent a two-bedroom apartment in Hawaii. On the macro level, talking about the United States in its entirety, as previously stated, the disparity between mainland and Hawaiian islands can be explained by the unique economic and social conditions, such as the tourism industry, the high cost of living, and limited amount of affordable housing. Um, While Hawaii shares many national trends, these existing challenges are intensified by the state's economy relying on the tourism industry and the prevalence of short term rentals, which reduce the housing supply for local residences. Going back to Hawaii and the amount of homelessness, I think a lot of these factors can also be contributed to the amount of people moving to the islands, rising cost of living, lack of social services. Native Hawaiians and other marginalized groups are being affected disproportionately. Um, okay, so FarmLink Hawaii was founded in 2015. It's a premier marketplace for local online grocery shopping. They offer next day delivery for local groceries, prepared and assembled all in Kalihi. Um, the main focus that I wanted to talk about for FarmLink Hawaii is that they offer free island wide home delivery to households who are paying with SNAP EBT. You're able to swipe your EBT card upon delivery and automatically get 50% off fresh and frozen fruits and veggies through the Bucks Double Up Food Bucks program. And Derek Baldy, who's a fulfillment associate at FarmLink Hawaii, will talk a little bit further about that.
FarmLink Hawaii makes things more accessible through the use of Hawaii's debug system, or essentially the double up food bucks. We essentially give a discount to people on SNAP food benefits on any locally produced goods, so things like this papaya right here, or any meat that we in-house butcher, is basically half off for them, or their SNAP food benefits go double the amount of way. This makes it so that things that are usually a premium, things such as local grown goods, tend to be more expensive. So premiums. FarmLink Hawaii makes things more accessible through the use.
So, in conclusion, I really just wanted to talk about FarmLink because I think that they offer such a unique and accessible delivery service. Um, they host over, I believe, 100 different farms or smaller food production places. They receive food from them, and then they're able to get it out for delivery the next day. I think that's just a really great corporation and something I wanted to support and shed light on. And yeah, these are my citations. Thank you.